Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. Central. As we get to ride home with you in the afternoon, you can find us on the radio at icradio.media, where we are brand new Fox News affiliates. You can also find us on television, channel 182, on Charter Communications, which is also part of Spectrum, by the way. You can also find us on syndicated television, and that's Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. Send emails, by the way. We love them. Send emails to Donna at donnasedge.com. I've got everybody's favorite sports talk show host, and his name is AP Steadham. And you guys live for AP to be on the show. AP, welcome.
Hey, Donna, thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. I love your audience, and we really have fun with their questions.
Well, I think I told you last week. I'm not sure if I did or not. So I was talking with Rob, who owns Abundant Television. He said, you may not want to tell AP, but I just wanted to let you know, I forgot how many thousands of people he said was listening week before last. And he said he drew in a big crowd. Everybody's ready for football, that's for sure.
Yes, absolutely. We sure are, Donna. It's right around the corner. So here we come, Dallas, Texas, for the 2024 SEC Media Days.
Oh, man, I look forward to hearing from you every year on this. You've been on this show for a number of years. And Media Days is like one of the biggest events of football season.
Yeah, Don, and this is the first time in Dallas because, they have invited Texas and Oklahoma into the conference. So I know, and I say this all the time, I just want to preface it by saying that Texas A&M wanted the event in Texas for so many years, and they never would oblige. Now here, Texas and Oklahoma come in the very first year, and they're in Dallas. So A&M, I think they feel slighted. Texas A&M.
I bet they do too. So what are you looking for? And it's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
Is it going to be busier than? And it's always busy. But
I think so. I think so, Donna, because those two teams are blue bloods, Donna, and we consider blue bloods the top 10 all-time winningest programs, most wins. So they have a big following of media. And of course, Texas is a large state. Oklahoma, they have a large following as well. So I think there's going to be probably more media there. And all their fans will be around. It's in Dallas. It's right downtown in the heart of the city. So, yes, I believe it will be bigger. And, we've had events there done in the past at this particular hotel because the Cotton Bowl is played in the Dallas area. So we've been at this hotel in the past in national championships too. So I'm familiar with this hotel, but there'll be a lot of people there now. Yes.
So what's a typical day like for folks who are listening for the first time?
Yes, Donna. The first day is not the typical day. So I'll go into let's say the second day. I'll backtrack to the first day as well. The second day, Donna, there are probably going to be 4 or 5 teams that day. They'll have the head coach, and the SEC usually brings 3 players. So if you calculate, Donna, that's 16 teams now. That's 4 people per team. Just right there, it would be, 4 times 16 is 64 interviews, 64 people at the podium. And some of I'll be in the TV and radio room. So 64 people will be at that podium discussing the upcoming season. And then you have the commissioner, and then we have usually the head of officials. That's important as well. Any new changes with the officiating. And so that's 66 interviews in the 4 days, Donna. So it's very, very busy. And the first day we're trying to check in and receive our media credentials. And so that takes a little moment that first morning. But then after that, it's full speed ahead every day, starting early. And it goes until, let's say, 4 or 5 o'clock at night, something like that. But it's a lot of fun. And then, Donna, we see all the people from around the country that cover the team. So it's always a good reunion for the media people. And you'll see different personalities there as well. You might see some of the radio people that cover those teams, do the play-by-play. Maybe they show up to the event as well. They're asking questions just like we are in the TV radio room. And so you see all kind of personalities and some former legendary players. So you have to keep your eyes and ears open and be ready.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I know it's a fun time for you. Do you ever does somebody ever just strike your attention and then this one person, maybe you just follow him for the rest of the year?
Donna, absolutely. That's a great question. Absolutely. I've seen a player that I
Oh,
watched from a distance.
Frank had that question, by the way. Thanks, Frank, for watching.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Frank. Yeah. You're watching from a distance. Maybe this is the first time you're going to interact with that player, and they're at the podium and you ask them a question. They're smart, they're bright, they're engaging, they have a funny story, an interesting story. So, yeah, I'll put them, make a notation. I say, I'm going to follow this player through the season. I'm going to check on them throughout the season and watch them and how they progress and check their team out because of this one player. Yes, absolutely. That happens. That does. Coaches too. Yeah, coaches too. First time around to coach. Like this year, you're going to have Jeff Levy of Mississippi State, new coach. We have the new entrance of Oklahoma and Texas. So I'm familiar with Steve Sarkisian. I've been around Brent Venables of Oklahoma, but this is the first time I'll speak to him, I think, as a head coach. So we have him as well. So yeah, I have my eyes and ears open and listening to the new people that I've never had a chance to meet and engage and ask questions.
Clint sent in a response, and he said he just wanted to offer you some advice. And Clint, this is how AP does everything anyway. So because players are being paid now,
yes.
Are you actually going to be looking for the performance, expected performance, or personality?
Well, I think I understand this question. I think, Clint, what you're saying is when you find out that a player is making maybe, let's say, the most on the team, absolutely, you're going to watch his performance. And just like if you're watching a professional team and the quarterback has signed a big contract and they're throwing interceptions instead of touchdowns, yeah, you have a feeling that I'm not sure I'm getting my money's worth. So I think that will happen. I think that would translate to the fans as well. They'll read in the paper if it becomes aware to the media members. They'll put that out that so-and-so has this contract or they're going to be promoting their own brand as well. And you'll find out and you think, I don't know if they're getting their money's worth because their production is down from last year, let's say. So, yeah, I think that happens. I think it's a natural progression because the money is involved in the equation now, Donna. Yes.
Absolutely. And then Woody just had a remark. Woody said he wished we could go back to the old days of Bear Bryant when you just played football.
Well, yeah, Woody, life moves forward. Second grade was fun, but we're going to try out third grade now. That's the way of the world.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Things do change the way football is played. I mean, I'm pretty glad they're not wearing those little leather things over their heads like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And Donna, I mean, when you check back years in the past, I mean, passing the football, if you passed it 20 times in a game, that was a big number. They might pass 20 times in the first quarter. Sometimes not. So change is inevitable in life, and if you don't change, Donna, or adapt, you perish. Right?
That's absolutely true. Now Trent wants to know. He wants you to focus on last year's. What was the most remarkable play from last year from any team that you can think of right now?
Well, just right off the top of my head, it has to be that Alabama-Auburn game.
Yeah. Always.
Because I was right there in the corner of the end zone when it happened. I was at the other end of the field, and I said, wait a minute, I better run down. So I ran down, sprinted to the other side to be down in that end zone. And with the 31 seconds left, I think, or whatever it was, and Jalen Milroe made that pass. And I always tell people, look, it was an outstanding play, no question, one for the ages. But I don't think it was a miracle play. It was a simple football play because it was into the end zone. There was one-on-one coverage. The receiver made an excellent leap into the air, coming down with both feet in bounds, I believe. I think it was both feet in bounds and just need one in college. The quarterback, Jalen Milroe, made an exceptional throw, an excellent throw, but it wasn't a miracle, a Hail Mary where you're throwing the ball. Like I remember Michigan was playing against Colorado in Ann Arbor. The Colorado quarterback, he threw the ball around 75 yards down. Think about 75 yards in the air. So everybody was in the end zone trying to catch the football. No, that's a miracle play. This was just one-on-one excellent football play. So that's the play I remember, I believe, Donna, from last year. Just trying to think of a few others games that I watched, but that one definitely was memorable. Yes.
And then the magic of Georgia. I mean, they had a lot of great plays last year too.
Yeah, Georgia played very well most of the season. They beat teams like Ole Miss. Ole Miss just had the 2 losses, Alabama and Georgia. They beat up Ole Miss. They outdistanced Tennessee by a mile in Knoxville. They did everything right except that game against Alabama in the SEC championship game. For whatever reason, they couldn't slow down Jalen Milroe when he's running the football. He's scrambling. So they had to sit out the postseason playoffs. But, they destroyed Florida State, decimated Florida State in the bowl game. I believe that's the Orange Bowl. I think that's the biggest score of all time. Scored 60-something points to beat Florida State, who they had so many players who opted out of that game, which is always disappointing. But I think we mentioned that some past shows that we're going to see down the bowls are going to have to come up with some money to entice the players to compete. Not the playoff bowls, but the other bowls, if you want somebody to compete in your game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. AP and Kelly, as we see it, before we go into a commercial break, and it's always a great show, by the way. You can find that show here every Friday at 4 p.m. Even if it's a holiday, we air that show. So what's going on with AP and Kelly as we see it this coming week?
Yeah, I think, Donna, that this week, I think we'll preview probably the SEC media days and maybe try to project some storylines for the 16 teams, Donna. So to explain all that, it takes a little while. Last week, we had a really great show, John Garcia Jr., a college football recruiting analyst extraordinaire. And then we discussed the Reggie Jackson comments about Coach Bryant, which I did not believe that Coach Bryant said, made that statement. So that was really important to me. It was personal to me to review that. And just because someone makes a statement, Donna, that doesn't mean it's necessarily true.
What was the statement?
Oh, Donna, yeah, the statement was Coach Bryant, when he first met Reggie Jackson, this is 1967, Reggie Jackson was playing AA ball in Birmingham. That was the Kansas City Athletics at the time, Donna, became the Oakland Athletics. Charlie Finley was the colorful, flamboyant owner, and then Coach Bryant was friends, and Paul Bryant Jr., Coach Bryant's son, was the general manager, and supposedly he came into the locker room and said, and this is according to Reggie Jackson, which, like I say, I did not believe that statement because it's Coach Bryant abhorred any type of derogatory remarks about people, their ethnicity, their race, or religion. So supposedly he said, you're just the type of, he used the N-word, boy, that we need to beat Notre Dame, Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. And I said, the coach, he'd be the only person in history to ever make that statement about Coach Bryant. So I really was dismissive of his comments because Reggie Jackson, I think people have amnesia about Reggie Jackson, Donna. He was not known to always be forthcoming with, let's say, the whole truth.
Uh-huh. Even more so than that, actually, Coach Paul Bear Bryant broke barriers.
He sure did. He sure did.
So I'm not believing that at all.
No, I spoke to a number of people. I made sure I've reached out to people because they're friends of mine, and they're all in my movie too, Donna. When they broke the color barriers, so they told me they keep it straight with me and keep it real, like we always do. Our show, AP and Kelly, as we see it, we always keep it real, and people know me. They have me on their show. I keep it real. I don't shy away from what I observe, and I've been watching a long time, so I trust my eyes and my ears too.
That's why you're here every Football Friday at 4. That is absolutely the reason for it, and that's why people like to watch your show. Let's go ahead and cut into a commercial break, and we're going to be right back in just a minute.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityyusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Good afternoon, everybody. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday. That's why we have this guy on the show with us. And you can find us on the radio, where you can find AP and Kelly as we see it, Football Fridays at 4 p.m. By the way, that's Central Time. Your Fox News affiliate. You can also find us on television, Channel 182 on Charter, and Abundant Television. And that's found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Thank you, AP, for being with us. Send more emails, by the way, Donna at donnasedge.com. AP, I know you're really busy this time of the year. and you're busy all year long, but especially during football, pre-football season. Got your eyeballs on somebody right now, maybe a particular team, and maybe some players.
Right. You know, Donna, the couple interesting teams to me, we all know Georgia's the favorite in the conference, SEC, but I'm looking at that Missouri team. They have an outstanding quarterback, Cook, and then Luther Burden III, the wide receiver. And I think I'm looking at Ole Miss because Lane Kiffin has done very good things at the University of Mississippi, but he has trouble against these top teams. I mean, he beat LSU last year because LSU had no defense, but Georgia and Alabama, he's got to do better, especially with his offense against those top teams. You know, he played Georgia last year and they beat him handily. So I'm looking when he plays these top teams. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but whenever he's encounters a team like a Georgia, Alabama, maybe a Texas, is his team going to at least compete? When I say compete, be within less than double digits. Okay, win, lose, or draw. Are they within double digits? Less than double digits in the score, because you have to beat those top teams, Don, if you want to ever be considered for a championship. And they have not performed well in those games. Alabama game, I think, was much better than the Georgia game. But just like Penn State down in the Big Ten, they can beat pretty much everybody in that conference, the Big Ten. But Ohio State and Michigan just give them trouble. Mm-hmm. So they're a mirror of each other. One's in the Big Ten, one's in the SEC. And they actually played against each other in the Peach Bowl last year. Ole Miss won the ball game. But I'm really looking at Missouri and Ole Miss, and then can Texas challenge Georgia? Uh-huh. They lost some defensive linemen down. So when you lose those defensive linemen, normally you're going to surrender more yards on the ground. And consequently, that's less possessions for you because they're running the clock. Mm-hmm. So can Texas, they're trying to ascend to the top. Texas comes in with a big reputation. And I always tell people, look, I followed Texas football a long time. I like Texas. I mean, I always used to watch them. But to me, if I had to look at a team in the history of college football, Donna, Texas is one of the teams, there's a couple, have done the least with the most. Mm-hmm. Right? They have resources beyond everybody's means, but they have not produced on the field. They've had too many mediocre seasons for having all those resources through the years and having the access to. There must be at least 1,000 high schools play football. And I always tell people at Texas, they don't recruit down, they select. They're selecting players because there's so many players want to attend the University of Texas to play football.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I got a question for you.
Sure.
Okay, so now when I grew up, we had this little Chihuahua dog. And my dad referred to him as a little ankle biter. And he would say he can't do anything. He can't take anything down, but he's just that little ankle biter.
Absolutely.
Okay, what little ankle biter football team out there is going to really put a big challenge to the big one?
Right. That's a great question, Donna, to the way you described it, the reference you used about the Chihuahua. I'll tell you a team this year, just looking at there's a couple of them. I think a couple. I'm thinking Auburn because they have this influx of receivers, young receivers that are talented. And Donna, when you have these young receivers on a team, they don't know any better. They're out there thinking we can conquer the world because you can play the receiver position, Donna, and you don't need as much experience to flourish in college. Whereas you're on the offensive line, it's a little bit more difficult because you're trying to understand how to work as a unit and all the different blitzes that are coming at you full speed. Whereas a receiver, you run down the field, you get open, the ball is thrown to you, you catch it and run. But there's an art to getting open as well. But I think Auburn, like as they did last year, I mean, they took Alabama to the wire and they took Georgia to the wire. Mm-hmm. And like I say, Ole Miss, they couldn't contend with Georgia and they had much better talent. But Auburn on that game versus Georgia, I was there, covered that game, and it went down to the last quarter where they couldn't stop the tight end, Brock Bowers, and they survived. Georgia survived against Auburn. And then I was there at the Auburn-Alabama game. Alabama survived in the very last minute. So Auburn's one of those kind of teams. And I think Tennessee with that quarterback, Nico, I'll call him Nico. His last name is a little bit more difficult to pronounce. I think they're going to be improved at that position and healthier. And I think the defense is on the rise, getting better. I think Tennessee could be a team you have to watch out for them because they did not compete like they should have. They had a pretty good record. I think they had 9 wins, beat Clemson in the bowl game, I believe. And then, but I think Tennessee will be better. They could be a team that could upset somebody as well. Outside of those 2 teams, I'm thinking Kentucky's going to be a little better because of the play at quarterback. Brock Vandagriff transferred from Georgia. He was a national quarterback of the year, had to sit on the bench behind Carson Beck. So he's going to be at Kentucky. He'll be in full command of that offense. So Kentucky can be a team to watch out for them.
Let's go back to media days. We have about 2 minutes left in this segment. I know you always look forward to it, but is there a particular person you're really looking forward to talking to, and also a coach?
Right,
coach. Love to get out to the sidelines.
Right. I think I haven't spoken to that Oklahoma coach. I don't believe. I might have spoken to him when he was a defensive coordinator at Clemson. I want to speak to him. And then a player that I'd like to chat with probably would be, if they bring that Tennessee quarterback, I'd like to talk to him, Nico. I like to talk to Nico. Yeah.
That's going to be I'm looking forward to it with you. Now, you're going to be sending some clips our way, so we'll have some clips on the.
Right. We'll try to get some clips down, and we're going to try to speak to some media people who cover those teams as well, and anybody else interesting we find. We'll try to send those to you, a few of them next week, and even beyond that too, Donna.
Is Kelly going to be able to make it with you?
No, she's not going to be able to make it, unfortunately, but I'll be there, and it's a long 4 days, and you try to extend yourself, and even if you're thinking about getting tired, you just think, no, I'm here. I have to get this done. I must get this done. It's my opportunity to speak to all these 16 different teams and coaches and players and personalities associated with those teams in the conference.
Absolutely. Is there a particular kicker you're looking at right now?
Well, the kicker that Alabama brought in, he won the Lou Groza Award as the best kicker from the Mid-American Conference. So I don't think he's going to be there, Donna, but I would say, can he continue? Could he win the award twice?
Mm-hmm. That would be absolutely super awesome. Okay, we're going to have to call it a day. AP, always thank you so much for being on the show. It's always a fast 30 minutes. And also, you can catch AP and Kelly right here, as we said, on Fridays at 4 p.m., and that is Central Time. AP, I hope you have a wonderful, pleasant trip. Have a good time out there. I know it's going to be a blast.
Hey, thank you, Don. Look forward to next week and talking to you from Dallas, Texas, 2024 SEC Football Media Day. Thank you, Donna, so much.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much for watching. Continue sending emails, donna@donnasedge.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome rest of the day.
My Towels solved a problem that we've all had with towels. You go into the stores and they feel lotiony and soft, but then you get them home and they wind dry you. That's why I made My Towels. They actually work, they're soft, and they absorb. And now I'm excited to announce 2 brand new lines of My Towels. What makes them the best towels ever is they're now made with 100% long staple Shapir cotton. This is a combed ring spun cotton that makes My Towels even softer and more absorbent than ever. And now you get a 6-piece set for an amazing introductory sale price as low as $29.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get My Towels for only $29.98. Or you can get my designer premium line for just $20 more. Either way, you save 50% now on all My Towels. They actually work. What a concept. This offer won't last long, so please order now.
MyPillow.com.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.